Hi, I'm Andrew Miller, and welcome to my weekly Operational Excellence tip. Today I want to talk to you about the role of imperfection, the role of mistakes, the role of defects. Now you may be saying to yourself, there is no role. I don't want to have any defects. I don't want to make any mistakes. I don't want to have any issues. And of course we'd all like that to happen, but we all know that it's not true. We all know that problems are going to happen. We all know that issues are going to arise. We all know that mistakes are going to be made. So the question isn't how do we avoid those mistakes? The question isn't how do we avoid those issues? The question is how do we deal with those issues when they happen? And I want to talk specifically about how you deal with those issues when it comes to your customers. So when a customer has a complaint, when a customer has an issue, how do you deal with those issues? How do you deal with those complaints? And have you ever thought about turning those customer complaints into revenue opportunities? Let me tell you a little bit about what I mean. Because there's two things that happen when a customer calls you to complain about something. The first is obviously they care about it. If they didn't care, they wouldn't take the time out of their busy schedule to call you and complain or tell you that something's broken. The second thing is once they've called, they're a very captive audience. So if you're able to quickly and effectively resolve their issue to their satisfaction, they actually become a very loyal customer in that moment. And that's the moment to look at additional revenue opportunities, to tell them about additional services that you offer. Because you've just resolved an issue of theirs, you've taken stress away from them, and they're a loyal, captive audience at that particular moment in time. So I'll tell you a quick story about what I mean. About a year ago, my daughter spilled water all over my brand new laptop. It had all of my business files, all of my client files, all of my emails, my schedule, everything on the laptop. And of course, what happens as soon as water gets on the laptop, it starts making beeping noises, it completely shuts off, and I can't turn it back on. So I go to a local IT vendor that I use for various things, and I show him what the issue was, I tell him what happened. He reassures me, he says, don't worry, come back in a couple of hours, everything is going to be fine, I know exactly what we need to do. So for the next 2 hours, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I'm wondering what's going to happen. Even though he's reassured me, I'm still very, very anxious and nervous. But I come back in 2 hours, and sure enough, there's my computer working exactly as if nothing had happened. He explains to me what he did. He showed me different tests that he had done. He asked me to check different files, open a few things up, check my email, make sure everything was working. And sure enough, it was as if nothing had ever happened. And at that particular moment in time, I was more grateful to him than I think I've ever been to anybody else in my life. Because he had resolved an issue, he had taken away a major stress in my life. And he had done it quickly, and he had done it effectively. Within 2 hours, my computer was back up and working. Now, he had a tremendous opportunity at that point in time to tell me about some other services that might help this be avoided in the future, or at least give me better peace of mind. I know this company sells off-site storage solutions for files and photos and things like that. He didn't even mention that to me. If he had mentioned, we've got off-site storage so that if this ever happens again, we know at least your data will be protected. Would you be interested in something like that? But he didn't take the opportunity to do it. It was a missed opportunity for him because I was a captive audience, I was loyal, I was grateful. And if he had mentioned something relevant to the issue that I had just had, like paying for storage solutions to protect all my information, I probably would have purchased it at the time. So I think the question you need to ask yourself is, are you looking at different opportunities to turn customer complaints and customer issues and customer mistakes into revenue opportunities? Thank you for joining me, and if you'd like further insights on these concepts, please check out my book, Redefining Operational Excellence.